You got it? You good?
Yeah.
All right. Movie 2 review today for me. Grant's here, obviously. We're going to talk about Bridge of Spies, a new Steven Spielberg movie. We're about a week late on this one, but better late than ever in this case.
Yep.
I don't know how I feel about this. I don't. And I feel like I should like it more than I did. I don't know. I'm really conflicted on this, and it's bugging me.
Yeah, for the
I'll let you start, yes.
for the most part, I enjoyed it. You know, it was a bit more subtle compared to some of the other Spielberg movies.
Even then.
Which is nice. I did not realize this was written by the Coen brothers.
It explains the subtlety.
Yeah, and the dialogue.
Oh, did you get the trailer for... Oh, have you seen the trailer for Oh Caesar yet?
Yes, I did.
It looks fucking great.
But I was like, it was kind of funny because, like... like, the trailer made this look like one of those super unsold movies, just like, oh, God, please tell me this is just bad marketing, and thank God it was.
And there's still a lot of less than subtle elements of the film, which bugged me. I think what really bothered me, at least in the first, I want to say third or even half of the movie, is that it's a shameless ripoff of To Kill a Mockingbird. And the comparisons were so blatant and so obvious in so many parts of the first act of the movie that that's all I get is like, I've seen this exact story before. Just change some of the adjectives and nouns and it's basically the same thing. It even has the dramatic speech towards the end of the whole courtroom scene where it makes a dramatic speech about what it means to be human or what it means to be American in this case.
Yeah.
It's just replace Atticus Finch with Tom Hanks and it's virtually the same thing. And
although arguably this had less disaster involved.
Well, I guess that's kind of bugged me about it is To Kill a Mockingbird is a near perfect movie. Yeah. And so I was like, it's told through the perspective of a child. That's why I can get away with more of the over-the-top characters are in that movie, even though that was kind of reflective of the times it took place in. Yeah. And you can make that same argument here, but at the same time, this is told through the perspective of an adult. Yeah. So I was hoping for a little bit more gray area as far as the characters are concerned. Yeah. And that's what I think bugged me the most about this movie is that everyone, except for Tom Hanks, has a black and white perspective on this.
Even then, I'd say he was pretty black and white. The only difference is that, like, it's kind of I thought, there's kind of two interesting ways to explore the morality. They said one is to explore the gray, and two is to explore the extreme, but be aware that this person sticks with it no matter what the consequences are. Kind of like Maddie in True Grit, although granted, she was in a much more craptastic world. Yeah, and I felt the characters in that story, in that world, are much more believable than this one. Like, and again, like, everyone is against Tom Hanks, even their own goddamn family. And to the point where it's like, can somebody give the fucker a pat on the goddamn back for like 5 fucking seconds? Well, it's not entirely true. His Russian buddy was cool. Yeah. He was the only one I liked. Yeah. Like him and Tom Hanks. Sorry. No problem. That's revenge for the theater. Fair enough. We're gonna spit on each other left and right back here. And before you start writing your gay fanfics, we don't want another Weekend Craig scenario here. Okay. If you've seen the newest episode of South Park, I was gonna say you could have just referenced Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. I don't like that movie, so. Yeah, but still, that would have been perfectly valid anyway. I didn't see the whole thing. It's just some part where everyone's just like spit loogies at each other as a sign of respect. I did not see that scene. Yeah. I watched it for like 20 minutes, like, I don't like this at all. This sucks. That turned off. I mean, I like the first. It's understandable. I like the first movie because I felt like at least Jim Carrey was having a fucking blast. The second one, I felt like he was trying too hard. But yeah, first one still wasn't that great, but like it's entertaining. It's a guilty pleasure. It's a good. Well, again, it has Jim Carrey clearly just having a fucking blast, and Nature Calls is Jim Carrey trying way too hard to do the same thing. Yeah, and I found that really distracting. So that's a review of the Ace Ventura movies. Yeah, back to Bridge of Spies. Yeah, I've been going on a lot of tangents today. It's one of those days. But anywho, so yeah, Bridge of Spies. Okay, here's basically the rundown of the movie. It's basically 2 or 3 movies kind of crammed into one, and the movie in the last third is way more interesting than the movie that takes place in the first 2/3. Yeah. And that's kind of comes down to, that's like why I'm that's why I'm still recommending this movie, but I'm not praising as much as everyone else is. Like, it says it's like a fucking 93% Rotten Tomato right now. Yeah. Well, that just means, the actual score, remember, actual score and percentage of, like, people who liked it. Yeah, I know. Those vary. Like, it's more just people who say it's in the positive side, not necessarily people saying how great it is. Because like I've seen movies with like in the 90 percentile that have like a 6 point something.
That's true. Yeah, like, I know what you're saying. At the same time, it's also taken as a reflection of how much, like, how good it is in comparison, and how accurate it is debatable at the best of times. But anywho, that's not what we're talking about. My point of the matter is the first 2/3 of the movie is basically kind of sort of a trial movie where Tom Hanks is an insurance lawyer who's called in to represent a Russian spy who they believe to be a Russian spy, even though all the evidence they had to prove as such was taken illegally. The court system is clearly against him. Yeah, that kind of bugged me. Now, to be fair to that, and the judges in particular annoyed me, but I will be fair in this, in that there are judges like this that clearly exist, and we have a lot. They still exist now. There are horrible judges out there. There was actually a video. I don't know if you watched last week tonight.
No, I need to get HBO again, even though they got a good majority of it on YouTube.
No, yeah. Either way, there's a clip in there where like the judge actually took a lawyer to the back and beat the crap out of him.
Oh yes, I remember where it's like they basically just like got into a huge spat, and it's just like, you want to go outside? I'll throw down, bro.
Why are you laughing? That was horrifying. Fucking bastard. Oh yeah, judges beat up lawyers. Hysterical.
Well, just because like the fact these two guys are arguing like frickin' schoolyard children.
Still, look, the judge beat the crap out of somebody in a fucking courtroom.
Well, to be fair, it was outside the courtroom.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know. It's also just like, it's just so bizarre. I can't help but laugh at that.
Okay.
It's just...
I don't understand, but I'll go along with it.
Because, as I said, it's basically the equivalent...
You monster. I'm giving you shit.
It's basically the equivalent of basically just, like, two frickin' Ivy Leaguers going, you want to throw down, bro. And that's pretty much what it is. I just find that strangely funny.
Okay, I don't know. It's to each their own on that one. But anyway, but you're a horrible person, and I hope you die.
It's okay. I'm still not as horrible as you are.
Fair enough. You haven't seen the last Witch Hunter review yet. Just to give no context situation whatsoever, we're now going to make a t-shirt that says Catholics are sneaky on it. Yeah. Again,
as a fellow Catholic, I can kind of attest to this.
See? Sponsorship. For context, watch the last Witch Hunter review. Anywho, so yeah, back to Bridge of Spies. This is a weird fucking day. We're going all kinds of weird tangents today. Anyway, so a lot of it is basically To Kill a Mockingbird. A very popular lawyer takes on a case where he knows he's gonna lose, and he does it because it's the right thing to do. Everyone else goes against him. Everyone tells him what a horrible person he is for taking on this case. Nobody gets why he's taking this case. Everyone is against the Russian spy. Even the judge system naturally it ends the exact same way Kill a Mockingbird does.
Well, yeah.
Where at the end, like, of course he loses the initial case, but he goes to the Supreme Court to appeal. That's like really the only difference. Tom Hanks makes a big speech to the Supreme Court about how he's a human being too, and needs to be treated as such, especially since he's an because he is an American.
Actually, no, that was interesting. That's I think the difference. Like they're saying like the idea like he is not an American versus.
Oh, I said he's in America, not American.
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I corrected myself halfway through that. So. Yeah. But yeah, same basic thing. And of course, it still doesn't work. He still gets found guilty and sentenced to prison for life. And then the interesting part of the movie comes up. Because while all this is going on, it randomly intercuts to a segment that could have easily been cut in half.
Yeah.
To a American spy mission, where an American spy gets captured, and then the rest of the movie, which is like the last third, is about Tom Hanks because he represented the Russian spy being called in to negotiate an exchange for the American spy. But while he's there, he finds out about a student who also got captured. This takes place in 1957, it's worth noting.
Oh, and actually, at that point, it was it goes along several years. That's one of the things I liked, is that there are little subtle notes as to what time the year happens.
Okay.
Like, you hear things over news reports, you see items, like, by the end of the movie, you see a license plate says American and Germany 1961.
Oh, okay. I didn't notice that, but good eye.
Yeah.
But like that's where like, okay, that's interesting. And granted, even that goes on a little too long at times, but like I feel like that's where the movie was supposed to go.
Yeah.
And where it should have spent a majority of its time, but it got it just dragged its heels on the exposition and on the setup. And it's like, okay, here's where the meat of the story is. Here is where territory we haven't seen much before, at least not in the way that it's told here. This is where you can have a lot more fun with it. You can make it more interesting. Instead, we just got a remake of To Kill a Mockingbird for like an hour.
For me, it's a bit of a double-edged sword, because on the one hand, it definitely helps kind of reaffirm who these people are. Like, it definitely very strongly emphasizes, you know, Hank's character, his convictions before going this, knowing, like, you know, more or less trying to be foreshadowing, like, which route he's going to go with. Or, like, to emphasize, or to make it more believable as to why he would go this far. Also, as he said, they made the supposed Russian spy likable, which is...
Yeah, and I liked him. He was fun to watch.
Yeah, because, like, if he's just a plot device...
No, and like the characters aren't bad. The acting isn't bad. I won't even say the writing is bad. It's just the way the setup is.
Yeah, just it could have been smoothed out.
Yeah, that's a good way.
To put it, there was a wrinkle.
It's like, but I was like, problem is like, aside from Tom Hanks and the Russian, everyone else is kind of caricatures, with a few exceptions. Maybe like CIA agents are like the only exception I can think of. But other than that, most people are just playing this over the top. You're wrong, Tom Hanks, and we should punish you kind of thing going on. Or you're wrong for wanting to do the right thing. Yeah. This is present in, like, every conversation, like the scene with the cop, the scene with his wife, the scene with his son, the scene with his, like, the judge, in particular, had, like, 5 of these scenes. Where he's just playing up that same aspect of, oh, well, this is just the way things are, you better get in line, that kind of thing. And that shit gets so old. Even the scene when he's on the fucking subway train and everyone just glares at him like, how dare you do this? And I get that.
You do realize that if I don't take this job, I get disbarred, right?
And like, and I get where it's coming from, and I get what it's trying to say, but it comes back into kind of the lack of subtlety Spielberg has demonstrated the past few years. But it could have been done better. That's I guess that's what I'm saying. It could have been done better. And again, it's just too reminiscent of To Kill a Mockingbird that all I'm thinking of when I'm seeing that is just, I've seen this before. And I've seen it done a lot better. And if I'm thinking that during a movie, you have a problem. Now, I mean, like, we make comparisons all the time on this show. It's inevitable. Like, as we've said in the Hollywood industry especially, every idea has been done before. Yeah. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't discount when an idea is done well. When I can't see when it's been done well, that is a problem. Is that making sense? Does that make sense? I mean, maybe I'm making too big of a deal out of this. And it's, knowing me, it's entirely possible that I am. Yeah. But for me, that was just a huge distraction that I couldn't not see. And that kind of held me back from really enjoying the film, again, until we got to the actual espionage stuff. Yeah. In which case, I was like, okay, this is fresh. This is original. This is stuff I haven't seen done in a long time. Like, even then, the closest comparison I could make would be like, maybe Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. But even then, that was more of a mystery movie than an espionage movie. But like I said, that's when things got interesting. It's like, okay, that's when I got more invested in the story, I got more invested in the character, I got more invested in what was going on, and that carried me through the rest of the movie. That's why I'm so torn on this movie. Right. I still recommend it. It's still a solid film. Yeah. But that shit, like, that really hampered it for, like, the first half for me. Yeah. I mean, I've talked a lot. What about you? What do you think?
I can definitely see where you're getting from, though. It's like, for me, I still, despite that, you know, ignoring the Mockingbird thing aside, like, I did feel that it was kind of necessary just to, like, as I said, kind of give you a better...
Yeah. It's a double-edged... Like, you're right. It's a double-edged sword. It's like, you need that, but at the same time, I feel like the approach could have been better. Yeah. Just in adding a little more, like, a slightly more realistic characterization. Yeah. And like, if just even if it's just one other person aside from the prisoner Tom Hanks that said, hey, maybe it's okay what you're doing, I would have been more behind it. But I can't think of anyone that actually did that. Like, even at the end when they're actually doing the exchange stuff, everyone is still fighting him every step of the way. And that just gets frustrating as a viewer.
I'm not gonna lie, on the other side of things, that made more sense. People get more frustrated because the idea, like, all right, he's basically going against the job.
Yeah.
So it's like that part was a little more understandable, I'd say.
Yeah. Like, I'm more talking about the first half of the second half. Like, again, maybe if we had more, like, support in the first half and less in the second half, I would have been more okay with it. But it's a continuous thing through the entire film. Yeah. Like, to the point where it's like, somebody just give the guy a fucking hug for, like, do something. Show some courtesy.
His wife did!
After it was over, that doesn't count. That's like saying, boo, boo on you. Oh, you won, yay! Like, you know,
Well, she didn't even know about that.
Still, she knew something was up.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny hearing them get away with saying fuck twice in this movie.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I completely missed it.
Yeah. Still not as much as Ready to Rumble. But you're getting there.
Ready to Rumble, but
it's a wrestling movie from like the 97 where I'm pretty sure they dropped the F-bomb like 3 times. It was a PG-13 movie.
Nice.
I was like, impressive.
Was it like actual fuck, or was it like South Park shit joke? Because, oh, they're gonna say shit at the very end. Oh, watch. It's like,
no, they dispersed it throughout.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Unlike this, where they had it in just like one bit.
Which bit was that?
It's like basically I was like, this operation's fucked.
Oh yeah, it's like that. I fucked it up. Oh,
yeah, it's like so. Yeah, it's like so. Yeah, and what they done to the exchange? Then I indeed fucked it up. Hey, honey.
And like I said, it's not badly acted. I think all the actors did exactly what they could with this thing. And like I said, the Russian spy is very likable. This does kind of paint Russia in a bad light, but then again, they weren't exactly the kindest people back then either.
In all fairness, they weren't painted as terrible as one would expect. Like, not like some other movies.
Well, it's not a James Bond film.
Yeah, if anything, they showed Germany being the more stubborn of the bunch.
True. Although they did...
Well,
they didn't make Russia skeptical as fuck, though.
Yeah.
Like, especially when Tom Hanks goes in the embassy for the first time and he finds his family of the Russian hostage, the Russian prisoner, all trying to basically warm Tom Hanks up and get sympathy points.
That was a moment where it made sense they were over the top.
I will agree that made sense. Because, like, they're trying to... I'm not sure what the point of it was. I guess
they're trying to play in his sympathies to better throw a curveball.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. But either way, it's like, I'm doing like fucking Swedish. I don't know what I'm doing. But they're doing like, oh, I'm his wife. I love him. Please bring him home. And they're like, I'm Cousin Vinny. Hi, I'm Cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he kind of just like here's that, obviously he was onto it from the get-go, but it was still pretty funny.
It was entertaining.
Yeah.
Like I said, this wasn't. The more I'm talking about it, the more I say like, okay, I do recommend this movie.
Yeah.
Just the comparison for me was just impossible not to make, especially since, again, To Kill a Mockingbird is such a great fucking movie.
Oh yeah.
So it's one of those things. It's like trying to remake Casablanca. Remember or may not remake, but take similar steps. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What was that fucking movie, Pamela Anderson? It was like a crappy movie back in like the 80s and 90s that kind of took a lot of plot elements from Casablanca.
I did not know this existed.
Fuck, it's gonna bug. I think it's crap. It's gonna bug the shit out of me now.
Was it Caged Heat?
It's not Caged Heat.
Oh wait, no, that was that one woman who's dating Dolph Lundgren for a while. I was thinking Barbed Wire.
Barbed Wire. That is actually what I'm thinking of.
Oh god.
That's it. Barbed Wire. Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. Barbed Wire's ripped off Casablanca.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know. Kind of the last thing you expect to hear from that. Oh my god. Okay. I mean, it's one of the movies I don't have obviously I've said quite a bit already, but I don't have too much more to say about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. It's okay. I mean, I liked Lincoln better, even though Lincoln was a lot less subtle.
Yeah, although it's kind of funny, like Lincoln, the ending almost kind of like really derailed it.
Yeah, like that's where what I call Spielbergisms kind of really came into play. Because
what was the thing that you said with adaptation? You can start off with a bad movie, but it's all about the third act.
No, it's like wow them in the end is the phrase. Like you can have flaws, problems, wow them in the end, and you've got a hit.
I'm guessing that's kind of what they do with this for you.
I guess, yeah. So I guess that really is true now. I think. Fuck me. It's weird when you read like that turns out to be true. Oh, it's like I was afraid I saw the memory light blink again. It's like fuck, not again. But anywho, I think the ending of Lincoln was just way too cheesy. I think that's what it came down to. It wasn't
too cheesy and went on longer than it should have.
Yeah, I mean, that movie was entirely saved by Daniel Day-Lewis. Even the ending of this movie, Spielberg up to this point was pretty good, but not really delving into his Spielberg-isms.
Yeah.
Until the very end, where he seems to really just kind of okay, oh look, cheesy music, charm, what stupid one-liners, dump, you know? And you get a lot of that.
Yeah.
You get the musical swells, you get the casual, like, the passive glances that Spielberg likes a lot. Like, he did in Jurassic Park, too. But back then, those were fresh and new. This one's like, okay, Spielberg, you know, we've seen all this a lot of times.
Yeah.
Like, before, early in the movie, like, the people in the train looked at him with despair. Then the same woman, after reading the newspaper about how he helped negotiate the freedom of the student, and everyone else looks up at him and gives her a little smile. Meanwhile, the music's going, da-da-da-da-da.
It's Jurassic Park. Do you remember the better days?
Do you remember me? I directed Jurassic Park.
And also just some years ago.
Give me your Oscar, please.
Give me Oscars. This will win Best Picture.
You gave it to fucking Warhorse. You gave it this one too. You suckers. You give me an Oscar for anything. Been a weird day.
But hey, it's been a fun one.
It is true, and I have enjoyed myself today. Do you have anything else to say about Bridge of Spies at all?
Not really. It's like, yeah, aside from some of the, the Spielbergism and whatnot, this is still a pretty solid movie overall. Just like, good writing, like, especially if you're a fan of the Coen brothers, because very rarely do they ever do wrong.
Lady killers?
Yeah.
We're both thinking the same thing.
Thankfully, that's one of the ones of theirs I haven't seen, but
yeah,
I've seen enough that it's just like, oh,
it's bad.
No.
It's pretty bad. Yeah, I'm a Coen Brothers fan, I'm not gonna lie. So I think I saw when I saw Jobs, I just saw a series of trailers for directors I love. I was like, fuck me, yeah! Like, Coen Brothers, David O. Russell? Fuck yeah, good time so far, let's do this. And of course,
on that topic, let's talk about the trailers we did get.
I don't even remember what trailers we did get. Oh, we got In the Heart of the Sea again. I keep saying this.
Yeah, we can skip that one. We just talked about it.
The Revenant, we got that one again. Can't fucking wait. That's gonna be great.
Yeah, the second one where they actually revealed a little bit more of the plot.
I mean, Tom Hardy, Leonardo DiCaprio, Leo is just fucking insane when he's actually making this fucking movie. Yeah, sold.
Yeah.
I just love the way this movie looks. Like, I know I talked about a million times already, but I just absolutely adore the cinematography of this thing.
Yeah.
And I haven't even seen the goddamn movie, and I'm like, I'm already sold on this movie. It's gonna be, I can't wait.
Yeah, he made me a believer with Birdman.
It's just the way, it's a great trailer. Regardless of who it turns out, it's a great fucking trailer.
Especially just like that breathing thumping.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention that. That's just a brilliant use of sound effects, the music, and just builds up the tension and just a feeling of just pure survival. It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
So, really looking forward to that one. When does it come out?
I think it's in November or December. Sometime this year. That's all I know.
I hope November, but it's probably December.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got The Jungle Book. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm curious about it just because Jon Favreau is a bit of a mixed bag. Like, then again,
I like Cowboys and Aliens. I liked it. It was fine.
That movie bored me, and I could not help but pick out all the plot holes in that thing.
I was entertained, but I can perfectly understand why you wouldn't feel that way. Especially when you get the feeling of Battlefield Earth towards the end.
Yeah.
Would have been even better if the aliens started again. Fool, me learn to spell your name! But, John Travolta.
Yeah. And also, I know you weren't. Well, even regardless, like, there are movies of his that I know you're not a fan of, like Chef.
I thought Chef was okay.
Oh, okay.
I didn't think it was bad. I just thought the character was an asshole.
Yeah.
Did he direct that movie, or I thought he just wrote it?
No, I think he directed it.
Or wrote and starred in it, but okay. Yeah, Chef was okay. I mean, Iron Man 2 was also kind of like, eh.
Yeah, that was one where it was like, it wasn't spectacular, but I had fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the problem Aaron had with Adventures 2, which is set up for everything else.
Yeah.
That's an editorial thing of writing. the sequel baiting, is it good or bad? Alright, and then we got The Finest Hours again. This trailer still gives me fucking nightmares. Even though I know it's so clearly CGI, it just brings back every childhood nightmare I've had since I was like 10. And then we got Spotlight again, which I really want to see this fucking movie.
Yeah. Speaking of Michael Keaton.
I know, Michael Keaton. Fuck it. Yeah. Like, it looks fucking great.
Yeah, it's nice. I'm glad that he has a career again.
Yeah. Well, he always has. He just took a break for a while. That's what we're saying. That's the story we're sticking with.
Yeah, and then, oddly enough, it was the other guys that revitalized it, I think. And then Birdman cemented it.
Yeah, well, no, dude, no. RoboCop. That's what cemented Michael Keaton back in the cereal. You realize I'm being sarcastic, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, just thinking back to that movie, it's just so...
Meh. Okay, I know I spelled this wrong, because I know it's not The Big Shirt. The Big Short, I think it was.
Oh, yeah!
Which one was that one?
That's the one about the financial crisis that had, like, a really good cast, and then the fact that Adam McKay's a director, it's like, oh...
What else has Adam McKay done?
Oh, let me count the ways in which he has disappointed me.
The ode to Adam. Let's be...
He's a guy that usually works with Will Ferrell.
That explains the unsettlety.
Yeah. So, let's see. The director, oh, right. I forgot he was involved with Ant-Man, but even though I wasn't a big fan of that.
I liked Ant-Man.
He was involved in Tammy, somehow. I believe he produced Hansel and Gretel, director of the Anchorman movies. Oh, God.
I feel like, you gotta make this interesting, man. You gotta make it into, like, a song. I need a harmonica, you know?
Mm-hmm. There was Anchorman Talladega.
Let me see that.
Yeah, and Step Brothers.
I'm gonna see if I can pull this off. Alright. There was Daddy's Home, Big Short, Other People, Ant-Man, Yes Man, are revolting. Welcome to Me, Border Guards, Tammy, and Anchorman. Anchorman 2 and Hansel and Gretel. That's the best I got.
And there's Hansel and Gretel. Masterette Campaign, Dictator Casa.
I feel like I need a harmonica and like a banjo for this.
He's the reason I'm not. Don't have a lot of hopes for that movie.
And neither do I. I mean, the trailer just made it look like it's like, okay, this looks insanely unsettled. Even
it's like
one of these movies.
It's like, why does this look like Spotlight except not interesting?
Yeah, I mean, like Spotlight has a terrific fucking cast, and like even just some of the lines in the trailer, it's like that's fucking great writing, right there.
Well, in all fairness, this movie has a pretty good cast too, but
I love me some Christian Bale. That man is fucking insane. Yeah. I mean, he's reaching. He's not quite there yet, but he's reaching Daniel Day-Lewis levels of insanity with his acting.
Yeah.
And it shows 9 times out of 10. You know, for every Terminator Genesis, we also get
You mean Salvation? Yeah.
Right.
For every moment of real insanity.
To be fair, a lot of people that actually go that kind of like justify his angry rant there, because apparently he's been spending like 4 hours on that fucking shot.
I just think that movie was just really bad for him, because like he also got involved in a domestic dispute where it's just like,
yeah, apparently
that movie really messed with him.
Yeah, sure, let's blame the movie.
If you're a part of Terminator Salvation, which was directed by McGee, wouldn't you be mad too?
Are you endorsing domestic violence?
I'm just saying, I do not endorse his actions at all. It's like I can't. I don't even support the light thing he was getting all pissed off about.
Yeah, right.
The fact of the matter is he was threatened a guy and then beat his family. But just saying, if you work a bad movie, you might get into a bad mood.
Unless you're Gary Oldman. In which case, I'm gonna have some fun with this.
And I'll trash it 10 years later.
Fuck yeah. Wait, what movie did he trash?
Fifth Element.
Oh, did he trash the Fifth Element?
Yeah.
I did not hear about this.
Yeah. And then everyone's
they made him have blue hair. Of course you're gonna trash it. No, my favorite Gary Oldman performance of all time is definitely The Fugitive.
Wait, what?
No, not The Fugitive. Leon,
Oh, The Professional.
The Professional, that was it. Fucking love him in The Professional. Having the time of his goddamn life in that movie.
I need you to get everyone.
Everyone?
Everyone!
Jesus, okay. Fucking love it. Even, like, everyone knows that scene. Watch the rest of the movie, too. He's fucking fantastic in the best and worst ways.
Yeah. And it's like, even when he's just chewing a pill.
He's chewing scenery.
Yeah.
He's showing the scenery like fucking Pac-Man, you know.
Just imagine
Gary Oldman just like waka 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 waka. It's like, dude, trying to film a set. No! I must eat all of it! Now hold on a second!
He snorts the scenery too.
What is that?
I just imagine snorting the scenery too.
Give me your best sink. Nick, you know, DC has called me. They're looking for someone to play the Mata Eater Boy.
I think we should end this review now. It's like, how long have we been going on?
That's only been like 5 minutes. I'm counting. All right, we'll be back tomorrow with Steve Jobs. See you guys later.